everyone, it's Marianne and welcome to my Wasteless Life. In today's video, I'm going to give you an update on my IKEA Greenhouse Cabinet. Thank you so much for joining me today, and if you're new, this is my Wasteless Life where I take you along my houseplant and sustainable lifestyle journey and share with you some of my tips and tricks along the way. And I've had the IKEA Greenhouse Cabinet for about 3 months now. I got the Detolf cabinet. A lot of people get the Milsbo one, but I went with the Detolf because A, it's a lot more budget friendly. It's literally more than half the price of the Milsbo, and it's also what fits my space. And what I like about my IKEA Greenhouse Cabinet, as you might have seen in my plant trends I hate video, I don't like indoor greenhouses that's made of the plastic tarp. So when the IKEA Greenhouse Cabinet became a trend in the plant house community, I immediately jumped on it. Not just because it's a trend, but it's also what fits my aesthetic and my needs for a indoor greenhouse. And I had it for 3 months, and so far I'm really loving it. My plants have grown amazingly inside the indoor greenhouse, and since the video that I made where I assembled the Detolf cabinet, I have added grow lights in it. I've added the LED purple grow light. It only comes with 3 strips. The Detolf has 4 shelves, so ideally I should have 4 LED grow light strips, but I was okay with 3 grow light strips because, as you can see later on in my update, I removed one of the shelves because the plants have been growing really well and really fast inside the greenhouse cabinet. And before I have them graduate the greenhouse cabinet, I kind of want to keep them in there for as long as possible, but I don't want the LED grow light too close to them because it's also been starting to produce some leaf burn. So now with it a little bit higher away from some of my plants at the bottom shelf, it just provides the right amount of light without producing any leaf burn. And I have rotated my plants that are in the greenhouse. It's not always the same type of plants that are in there, though some are kind of, that is their home base. A lot of the plants that I have in there are my propagations, or plants that really do enjoy or would love the humidity that the greenhouse provides. I don't have any humidifier or any fan inside of the greenhouse. I also did not weather strip my Detolf because I don't really think it needs it. Detolf is quite sealed. The only gaps that it has is by the sides of the door, which is okay for me because I want some air circulation or air coming in and out of the greenhouse because, like I said, I don't have any fans inside the greenhouse yet. Now I can get by without having one, but come summer I do think I'm gonna need one when the humidity levels are a lot higher than it is now during the winter time. And I don't have a hydrometer inside there too, but because I do have this humidifier over here that has a humidifier or humidity level indicator, I don't see the need of having a hydrometer inside of the IKEA Greenhouse Cabinet. Because if the humidity level inside this room is 60%, I'm pretty sure the humidity level inside the cabinet is about the same, if not higher. As far as any cons, honestly, I haven't seen any cons with my plants. I have no plants that have died or rotted inside of the greenhouse. All of them are actually doing really well. But like I said, I do frequently rotate my plants. Once the plant either get too big for the greenhouse, I kind of have them graduate from the greenhouse. Like my philodendron micans, it just have grown so fast. Well, it is in the greenhouse, so now it has to graduate out of it. But some of my plants, like the syngonium albo, I do keep inside because when it is outside, the white variegation of the syngonium albo deteriorates a lot faster or dies out a little bit faster. But if it's in the greenhouse, it kind of maintains the white variegation a lot longer and the white leaves a lot longer. And the variegation on my syngonium albo is really high, and I kind of want to keep it that way. So I'm keeping it in the greenhouse because it is happy in there. And I also have most of my plants in LECA inside of the greenhouse. So I think that also helps with increasing the relative humidity inside the greenhouse without using any humidifier. But yeah, so that's enough of me babbling. Let me take you to my greenhouse and show you what's in it and the growth of my houseplants that are in my IKEA Greenhouse Cabinet. So we're gonna start at the bottom of my IKEA Greenhouse Cabinet. Over here I have the Monstera siltepecana, one of the few ones I have left. As you can see, there's tons of new growth in this one, and I think they're really loving the IKEA greenhouse because I used to have a lot of yellowing problems with my Monstera siltepecana. Now it's doing well. And this is my rhaphidophra tetrasperma that has been suffering root rot, but as you can see, it has bounced back. The leaves have perked up, and I believe some of the roots have started to grow, but I haven't checked it yet. And I have some scindapsus argyrius in Leica, baby monstera in Leica, my peperomia prostrata, or my string of turtles. I cut off a lot of the flower stems, but I can see some new ones starting to grow back. And here is my syngonium albo, also in Leica, doing pretty well. And this is probably the biggest change in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet, is adding the Y-grid inside the cabinet. I used to have it up here in my green wall. I have a different one there now, and I added this one here, which is kind of what my plan was all along, so I could hang up my smaller plants in here. So it's not too heavy because this aluminum frame is not that strong really. So I have one of my Monstera siltepecana over here, an air plant. This planter is magnetized, so it's not actually hooked. And my Discidia iontha variegated, I think it's called, my philodendron brantianum, a hoya curtisii, peperomia hope, tradescantia nanouk, my hoya kerrii albo marginata. I just checked that it's starting to root, thank God. And tradescantia fluminescens tricolor. And here is my shangirla POTHOS. As you can see, there is a new growth right here. The new growth, the leaf is not as curled, but as it matures, it will curl to like the ones behind it. So that is the bottom shelf. And here in the middle shelf, I have my Anthurium clarinervium, which is, I'm getting a little bit nervous because the leaves are starting to curl, but I haven't watered this ever since I've gotten it. But we'll see what happens. So now it's still in the sphagnum moss from the cellar. I haven't really repotted it, changed it out or anything, but I have put this in this glass container that has some Leica at the bottom. And my Ficus benjamina variegated snow white, my Hoya kerrii reverse variegated, my maidenhair fern, my syndapsus pectus silver splash that has grown 2 new leaves since I've gotten it. I gotten it as a single leaf right over here, and now has produced 2 new leaves. My monstera adansonii narrow form, no splits, but I kind of like it this way, and I love how it's actually growing up and it hasn't started to vine down. And here's another rhaphidophra tetrasperma that I'm trying to save. This is the second plant that I had potted up that I thought was gonna do okay, but the roots eventually rotted, so I switched it out to moss. So yeah, so that is the middle shelf of my IKEA greenhouse cabinet. And let's head over to the top part. And here's the plants that I have on the top shelf of my IKEA greenhouse cabinet. Not as exciting as the 2 bottom ones, but you still have some good plants over here. I have my Monstera adansonii white form in Leica. It's doing better now, no yellowing. I just need to be on top of changing out the water and make sure to top it off so that it doesn't dry out. My philodendron brantianum, the one that you saw at the bottom, was propagations of this one, so hopefully that will survive. And over here is my rescue orchid. As you can see, it's starting to form buds and hopefully will bloom soon because I'm doing a video on that. And over here is my Hoya compacta. I do find that my Hoyas and my more succulent like plants I actually do love the humidity in my IKEA greenhouse cabinet, kind of like with this one as well. My Serrapegia woodii variegata is really loving it in here. and another propagations of my peperomia prestata string of turtles. So basically, when some stems or leaves fall off the mother plant, I just stick it up here and let them propagate, and so far it has been working. But yeah, did I miss anything? Oh, this is my tradescantia fluminescens. This one is also a very fast grower. Again, I have a repotting video of this, either already up in my IGTV or will be soon, or also probably in my YouTube shorts. And last but not the least, my scindapsus pictus jade satin, and this one is slowly starting to mature. It's getting a lot greener, and I believe I have a couple of new leaves up here as well, but this one's about to die out. As you can see, it is starting to yellow, but that is cool. Give new weight to the newer plants. But yeah, so that is the inside of my IKEA Greenhouse Cabinet Detolf edition. And on top of it, I do have a couple of plants, my snake plant and the ZZ Raven, and not much else. I used to have the golden POTHOS over here, but I believe it is getting watered, so it's somewhere else. And I have the mister that I got for Christmas from my sister. It doesn't really work, or I mean it does work, but I don't know, it's kind of hard to use, so it's just a decorative mister right now. And my figurines, Katniss Everdeen, right in front of a Rose of Jericho, and a figurine of F4. It is from the show Meet Your Garden. So before BTS, there was F4. But yeah, that is my IKEA Greenhouse Cabinet Detolf edition. And that's the update on my IKEA Greenhouse Cabinet. If you have one, let me know how your plants are doing in your IKEA Greenhouse Cabinet. If you're thinking of buying one, I know the exact IKEA Greenhouse Cabinets are hard to find because they're getting sold out pretty quick, and IKEA is not found in many places. So what you could also do is go to Facebook Marketplace. Just search for a curio cabinet. I'm pretty sure you can find one in Facebook Marketplace that is either the IKEA Greenhouse Cabinet secondhand or something that looks a lot close to it and fits your aesthetic and needs. And I'll be giving more updates on my IKEA Greenhouse Cabinet on my Instagram, so make sure you're following me there at My Oasis Life, and also be subscribed to my Plentiful newsletter, where I'll also give a lot of my plant updates and my monthly exclusive videos that comes out every first of the month in your inbox. So if you want to subscribe, the link is down in the description. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you're new here, I hope you subscribe. Come up with houseplants and sustainable lifestyle videos every week. And if you haven't yet, go check out these videos up here until my next one. But until then, I see you. I appreciate you. Take care of yourself and each other, and have a plentiful day. Bye.